Welcome to Inside Boxing Throwdown. My name is Steve Johnson. Today I'm joined by co-host Eric Sugarfoot Duran. Also, Eric, besides the two of us, will be Aurelio Martinez. He'll join us in a few minutes. Today's show is going to be action-packed. We're going to have two local boxers who are fighting on the July 19th fight card at Red and Jerry's on Oxford and Santa Fe. The main event will have Giovanni Predator Merceron versus Brad Jackson. And Eric, what do you think about that fight? Just real briefly, give us a little lead-in.
It's a great local matchup. You have the experienced Brad Jackson. He brings in a record of 15-8. He's fought locally. He's fought out of town. He has a lot of decent names on his record. And then with Gio, he's a young, up-and-coming fighter. He's only 2-0, but this is his fight where he's looking to make a big splash.
Sounds good. That's exactly where I see it too. We're going to get to it in just a few minutes. We'll take a quick break. Welcome back to Inside Boxing Throwdown. My name is Steve Johnson, here today with Eric Sugarfoot Duran and our special in-studio guest, Giovanni Merceron. Giovanni's making his third professional fight here in Denver on a fight card on the Airtight Boxing, Steve Mester's promoted show over at Red and Jerry's on Oxford and Santa Fe on Saturday night, July the 19th. Eric, I know Gio. First of all, welcome, Gio. Welcome here to the show.
Thanks for being here.
And Eric, why don't you give our viewers a brief little bio of Gio, and then we'll let Gio fill in the gaps.
Well, from what I know about Gio is he was a highly decorated amateur in Florida years ago. He wasn't a U.S. citizen at the time, so he couldn't advance at national tournaments. So he decided to take another route. He got his degree in college. He returned to Colorado just a few years ago. If I'm not mistaken, he won 2 state Golden Gloves. He won the regional title, and then he went to the quarterfinals in the nationals. Gio, do you want to tell us a little more about your amateur background?
Yeah, started back in 2005 as an amateur in Florida. Like you said, I wasn't a citizen at the time, so I had won a few tournaments, but it was always stuck at the states level. I actually won the Golden Gloves twice in Florida. Same thing, states level, man. Couldn't move on, so I decided, just take some time off, finish with school. And once I moved here, citizenship was all finalized, and I always wanted just to have a national experience, fight on a national level. So once I came here, I won the states in 2012, went to regionals, and like you said, lost at the regionals in Mesquite, Nevada. Then I decided to turn pro afterward, since I had the experience.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about who's running your career right now, your management team and your trainers?
Yep, man, we have a great team over at Grudge. It consists of Chris, my manager, and
Chris who?
Chris Morris. Chris Morris, my manager. Trevor Whitman, he's the main coach, he's my head coach, and our assistant coaches is Jake Ramos. And so yeah, we all work well together. It's a perfect team.
Well, Gio, first of all, I had to get this in right away before I forgot, but make sure you say hello to the boys over at the Grudge from us. Huge fans of Trevor and Jake, and Jake and Trevor. More important about them is their wives. Their wives are beautiful ladies, and you have to remember that. I always tell them, I don't know how you guys luck. It was a lottery or what. They got beautiful wives who are dedicated and supportive, and that's what everybody in boxing needs.
That is true. Now they do have a good support. All their wives, they're real, just sweet, genuine people. They're always at the gym, just supporting us, and there's just a great environment over there with everyone.
Okay, well, Steven, let's get into the fight here real quick.
Yes.
You're taking on Brad Jackson, 15-8. He's fought a variety of opponents locally, nationally. He's coming off of 2 big wins against Bobby Atencio, who was a great amateur, 2-0. Jeremy Ramos, who at the time was 4-0. At 2-0, do you believe this is a step-up fight, or do you believe that you're ready to make a statement?
I mean, I approach this just like I do any other fights. Back in the amateurs, I never put the focus on my opponent, ever. As an amateur, I found out that some guys that I beat had over 100 fights. I didn't know. I didn't care to know at the time. So I'm approaching this the same way. All I want to know is his height, his fighting style, then I just focus on me.
Now, is this about business, or is this a little bit personal between you and Brad Jackson?
I don't know the guy, so I can't say it's personal. It's strictly business. You know, it's just another guy in front of me. I'm stepping up.
You know, one of the reasons most of the time opponents pick guys like Brad Jackson is because they look at his record, and you know, records are always deceptive.
Mm-hmm.
You look at his records, and you see. I'm sure you're aware from your manager Chris Morris has told you that Brad has an excellent record fighting here in Colorado. That's
Mm-hmm.
one thing. It's, you know, it's a difference when he steps up his level of competition. He's had his issues, but one of the things he loves to fight are Red and Jerry's.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he loves that. He loves to fight in softball country. But knowing that, you know, this is going to be your third professional fight, and Brad, this is going to be his 25th professional fight. You, like you said earlier, you don't look at records, but I'm sure you've heard about his record.
I've heard.
Like Eric said, this is really a step-up fight for you.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Are you looking at this as that when you knock off Brad Jackson, that you have cleared a hurdle?
I would say so. Just like I said before, you know, it's just another opponent in front of me. That's the way I always look at it. But yeah, I mean, based on the record, me only having 2 fights and him having 25 fights. So yeah, based on the record, of course, it's a massive step up for me. But on a personal level, it's another guy.
Talk real briefly before I turn you back, Derek. Some of the sparring that you've got in preparation for Brad. Can you give us a few names of guys that have helped you at the Grudge Gym?
The team itself in general. As far as stylistically, I have a buddy of mine. Name is Damien.
Manny Perez,
Rob Frankel, and
you actually got some working with Malvin Gillard, UFC veteran. How did that go?
Yeah, he's a fun guy to work with.
Great character guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, big personality, that kid. So I love working with him. So I've gotten plenty of work with him. But as stylistically, my buddy Damien, he's helped me out a great deal.
Perfect. Let's step away from the Brad Jackson fight for a second. Although you are young as a professional fighter, you're not young in age. Let's say you get rid of Brad Jackson in great fashion. When do you tell your team, your manager Chris Morris, your trainer Trevor Whitman, go out there, find me a promoter with a name, a young prospect like myself. I want to test my skills. I want the world to see what I'm about, and I want someone to say, come knocking on my door. I want to sign this kid to a contract. When do you take that kind of step up fight?
I really leave it up to them because they know me. We have a great bond. They know what I'm thinking. I know what they're thinking. So I really leave it up to them. They know my abilities, and so I let them worry about the business side of it when we step up, where we go, and myself. Just like I told all my team, I want to just focus on the fight. Just focus on the fighter, my opponent, and everything else business wise. I trust those guys. They've been doing great. I'll leave it up to them.
Gio, just briefly, you're from Florida originally.
From Haiti.
From Haiti originally.
Yep.
And moved to Florida, and that's where you came with the problems about citizenship.
Exactly.
And you got that. You remember the first time we talked? I thought you were from Louisiana.
Yeah.
Merceron, I just to be, but he straightened that. Talk a little bit about your family.
Yep, my family. So I grew up. I was born in Haiti. Grew up there till I was about 10 years old. Then we moved to Miami, mainly due to just, as you guys might have heard, just the lack of security and just. Yeah, lack of security down there. My mom didn't feel safe down there anymore, so she pretty much packed up and moved over here with us. I picked up boxing late once I was done high school. I wanted to start early on, because when I was in, I guess, my 9th grade year, I met a buddy of mine. He used to box, and I chat with him. He told me, he was in so-and-so place competing. So I always thought it was cool. Try to get my mom to sign me up for boxing, but she wasn't having that. She wasn't having that. So pretty much the day after I turned 18, I signed myself up, and my mom hated it.
How does she feel about it now?
Right now, she's not a big fan of it, but she sees that I do have a passion for it, so she does support me now.
She's coming around.
Yeah, she's coming around. I'm breaking in little by little.
So Johnson, so you're from Haiti. You originally moved to Florida when you were 10.
Yep.
Why did you choose Colorado to make it your new permanent home?
Oh yeah, it was born in Haiti, growing up in Florida. We don't have seasons. It's just either hot or raining. You know, there's no such thing as spring or winter, and it was mainly just to experience seasons. You know, and I had taken a trip over to British Columbia one time, and I just fell in love with it, and obviously I couldn't move over there, so I wanted to find something that was similar to that in the States. So I started searching around, and Colorado was it. You know, it had everything I wanted, different seasons. Definitely didn't want to do with the East Coast cold winters, so Colorado was perfect.
Good.
Colorado was perfect.
Good. Now, real quickly, once again, just getting back to your family. Girlfriend, wife, kids?
Nah, I'm single right now, just running solo.
Okay, and now your style of fighting. You know, one thing we haven't talked about is you consider yourself a boxer, puncher, boxer-puncher. What is it?
I'm definitely a boxer, counter-puncher.
Okay.
Boxer, counter-puncher, for sure.
And Brad, what style is Brad? You're...
Brad is he started off as a power puncher. And it worked great because I remember early in his career, he was starching people, like literally putting them out. You know, he was a great, exciting fighter. But what happened with Brad is he got hit one day, and he became a scared fighter. And a lot of his punches is he fights off his back foot. He leaves a lot of his punches short, but he does have that one punch power. So he's more of your classic brawler, big puncher.
So that style, you know, we always know that styles make fights. I think you guys can see that these two different styles is going to make for an exciting fight. Brad is probably going to be the aggressor, which is what Giovanni really likes. Someone to come to him so he can counterpunch and box. One final question for me. What I'm going to look to the future. Okay? Let's say that everything goes the way that you and your management team wants to go. And you get a big money fight. What is the first thing you do with that big paycheck that you get?
Something I've always wanted to do, just an internet business idea that I've had for a while. You know, get that going. Get an
internet business going.
Yeah.
Okay. What about mom?
Oh yeah, mom. She's definitely getting the hookup.
Okay.
You know? For sure. For
All
sure.
Right. Welcome back to Inside Boxing's Throwdown. My name is Steve Johnson. Co-hosting with me today, Eric Sugarfoot Duran. We have in the studio our guest, Giovanni Merceron, fighting July 19th at Red and Jerry's in a bout against local favorite, Brad Jackson. Giovanni, most of us here are well aware of your amateur background. Can you talk a little bit about the amateurs? I guess the biggest thing, what we talk about a lot, is the transition that most amateurs have into making into the pros. The difference in gloves, the difference in training. The most important thing of all is a total dedication. Talk about that a little bit and how it's affected your career so far.
Oh yeah, I would say personally, I prefer the pro style. You know, with the amateur style, there was really no time to think, and it wasn't really a chess game. It was just go in, do your thing. You got 2 minutes to do it and get out. You know, so with the pros, you can figure your guy out. You know, you can. It's a chess game. You know, and I like that very much. You know, you can set guys up better. You can I can make it work for me better. You know, I can sit on my punches better, align my guys better. I don't feel as rushed. So that would be the biggest difference, I would say. Just having more time to think than I did back in the amateurs.
Now, turning pro, I know that you told us that part of the reason that you turned pro was because of you just didn't think you could go any further. I know that a lot of it had to do with the fact that you weren't able to advance because of the stipulations with USA Boxing that you had to be a citizen. For most of our amateur boxers we have in Colorado, around the country, large denomination of Hispanics who don't have citizenship. Would you tell them what you would suggest on their route that they travel, either pro or con for you how it worked out for you? Okay,
I mean, for me, because when I first stopped, it was back in 2008. I had lots of, I was I had lots of offers to turn pro. Like my coaches at the time wanted me to turn pro. It was more of a personal decision for me to get the national experience. I wanted to see what these guys were like. Because in my head, I was thinking I'd be like at the national level, I'd be fighting just a bunch of Rigondeaux level guys, you know, or Mayweather level guys, you know. So I really wanted to know what that was like. And once I stepped up there and I fought, I realized, yeah, those guys aren't any different than me. You know, I'm hanging right in there with them. Then that gave me the confidence to go ahead and turn pro. I didn't feel like I was outmatched at all at the Nationals.
Well, as a professional, you're now 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
In your last fight, you fought Marcus Dawkins. Marcus Dawkins was part of the world-class athletic program.
Mm-hmm.
He trained with top athletes, top trainers. And you starched him in 32 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
What was your thought process going into the fight? And what was it coming out of the fight?
Yep. So I approached it the same way. Knew he was a southpaw. I saw him fight briefly at one of my fights. Just when we were in the locker room, I peeked up. I saw maybe 2 rounds of him, and so that's really all I got out of him. I felt confident, you know, from what I got out of him. Knew that he was a good guy, so we definitely didn't take him lightly. But we felt confident that, you know, he'd give us, you know, a good fight.
Yes.
You know, and stuff happens in the ring, you know. He ended up getting caught just in a bad position. And
is that something you guys have worked on in camp that you saw?
Oh, yeah, man. We were, that specifically, no, but positioning and knowing when to attack, yeah, that's what we do. That's
now you said you knowing when to attack. You know, rumor has it here in Denver that there's some bad blood between you and Brad Jackson. Allegedly, Brad feels disrespected, says that you called him out. He wants to know how a guy with 2 fights would call a guy out with, like you said, going into his 25th.
Yeah.
How do you react to that, or what's your response?
Yeah, my response to that, I mean, no disrespect to the guy. Like I said, I don't know him. I've seen him at the fights. It's always on a high, you know, what's up basis. Don't know him personally. So on my end, no, there was no personal call out. From my management side, we wanted just to get more rounds in because out of my 2 fights, they both ended early. My very first fight ended in
second round.
My last fight with Dawkins was just a 1-rounder. So we really wanted a guy with more experience to at least give me more rounds because I do need the rounds in.
And you know, and one thing about the experience side with Brad, we know that there was one fight that you had that was canceled because the guy didn't show up to the weigh-in. Brad Jackson is going to show up, and I'm sure that's one thing Chris Morris is really working on is increasing your level of competition, but just as important, having guys that are professionals and they understand the professional side of it. So that's crucial, and I know that's something that you look forward to.
Now, Gio, you're a nice guy. Everyone can see that. Everyone who knows you knows that. But let's make this a little personal right now. Give us a prediction, and not just, you know what, I'm going there. I'm gonna stick to the game plan. Are you going in there for a knockout? Are you trying to make a bigger statement than just I want to get rounds?
Well, are you promoting this fight or what's going on here, Sugarfoot?
You know what? I'm a local writer. I'm a local, and make sure turn in July 19th, Red and Jerry's. In Sheridan, Colorado, Airtight Promotions, Steve Mestis. Am I a promoter? I am a promoter because I'm a fan.
Okay.
And if I wasn't covering the fight, I'd be buying a ticket to watch the fight.
But now, okay, go ahead.
So, and you know what? We have a show to run here. We need people to watch. Gio, don't give me the typical, we're going to go in there, we're going to get our rounds. Are you going in there and knock this guy out?
With this fight, we always want to, if we can't finish it early, we're going to do it. You know, that's where we approach every fight. We don't want to stay in there any longer than we have to. You know, if we get the position, we hurt the guy, and we go for the kill. So, yeah.
Okay, all right. That's great. I like the way you did that, Eric. That was good because, like you said, we're not going to sugarcoat this at all. And one question I have for you is that Brad is 37 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. How old are you, Gio?
I'm 26.
Okay, you're 26. He's 37. There should actually be no reason why you don't go on the attack with this guy's 37 years old. I know you don't want to give away your game plan, but you did say that if the opportunity presents itself, you'll take care of it.
Oh, yeah.
Is the game plan part of it is to jump on him early? Or
No. I mean, there's really no set game plan. You know, I don't like to be stuck in a sort of a game plan box. You know, I have a general idea of what he's going to present to me, and yeah, everything happens impromptu in the ring. You know, we just adjust as it happens. You know, we have worked on the positionings, the timings, and from all different angles. So yeah, there's no set game plans, you know, because if he brings something different than I expected, I want to be able to adjust to that. So I'm ready for everything.
Fight fans, find Gio on Facebook, look him up, great guy, start following his career.
Once again, Red and Jerry's, Saturday night. Friday night, July the 19th, Red and Jerry's, Oxford and Santa Fe. Tickets still available?
Tickets still available. They are running out fast, so guys, get your tickets soon.
Get your tickets soon. And once again, great guy, Giovanni Merceron. We want to wish you the best. We'll see you then.
Thanks for having me, guys.
As usual, stay with us and keep those hands up.
Always.